Well, it's been a while. How you doing, guys? Thought I'd jump on here and talk about something that we got to review as we went on our trip to Cabo a couple weeks ago. And it's also a really important lesson in life, too. It's also part of what my journey has been. And I titled this, Put on Your Oxygen Mask, for a reason. And the reason is that unless you take care of yourself first, you can't take care of anyone else. And that was a hard lesson for me. And I think that was probably one of the most interesting things I learned when I started more my journey to better health here. And it's funny because it might seem hurtful to say this, but I didn't start my journey for Joan, if that makes any sense. Most of why I started my journey was self-centered. And that's to say that being self-centered sometimes is not necessarily a bad thing. We've often equated being self-centered with being mean or ignorant to other people or things like that. But there are times in our lives where being self-centered is beneficial to everyone around us. Here's a concept, huh? So in terms of what happened to me, well, let me start with this, okay? We got on 4 different planes to go down and come back from Cabo. And every time we got on the plane, they did the same thing. They showed us how to buckle our seatbelt, right? They showed us where the the fire, where the exits were in case of crash. Sure, there'd be plenty of holes in that plane if it crashed. And then they showed us that if the oxygen mask drops down from the ceiling, put yours on first before you help anyone else. Why would you think they say that? Because the plane is at altitude, it depressurizes very quickly. The oxygen is very thin up there. If you don't put your mask on first, you're going to disorient and not be able to help yourself or even anyone else at that point. So that's why they remind us of that. And interestingly enough, the same is true of our health and of our lives. How many of us come home from a hard day at work, stressed out, bugged out, hate my boss, hate my job, I don't want to do this anymore, or for that matter, love your job, but you're so stressed out by it that when you get home, you grab the remote control and you turn on the TV and you sit on the couch. You know what? I don't even feel like cooking today. I'm just going to order something. And you feel like crap. And then the next morning you get up 5 minutes before you have to run out the door because you're not getting enough sleep anyway. And you do it all again. And then you say, I can't wait for the weekend. And 2 things happen on the weekend. The first one is you either have to cut the grass or you have to clean the house because all week long you've done nothing. And the second one is there's family obligations that take you away from your house. So now those things that you needed to do, cut the grass, clean the house, do the laundry, whatever it is, has to be pushed aside because you have to go to this family event, right? You have to do this. So we've spent our lives living the same days over and over again, stressed out of shape, feeling like crap, not being able to enjoy ourselves, okay? So there's a bit of self-centeredness when it comes to our health, and I think it's probably the most important part. We're putting our oxygen mask on first. And a good example of it, we had a client who's a delivery driver. He knows who he is. And when we talked to him, he couldn't stop talking about how much he hated what he had to do every morning. Hated it. I have to load the truck. I have to jump up and down off the truck to make the deliveries. I'm tired. I hurt. One of his greatest pleasures in life was washing his trucks, washing his cars. He hadn't even been doing that. He's just frazzled. He's beat. Right? Okay, let's get you going. We started him on the program, and I kid you not, within 4 days, he sent us a text. What the hell is this? I'm jumping in and out of my truck right now. I couldn't be happier. Because he put his oxygen mask on. Because he started treating his body like the oxygen that you need to survive. Food. Ready? You ready? Oxygen and food do the same thing. They fuel your body. If you breathe bad air, what happens? So why do we think we can eat bad food and have a great life? We can't. We don't. I thought I was having a great life. I got an awesome wife. I have 2 really cool dogs. I have 3 boys in our lives that are just awesome guys. But guess what? My life sucked. I was out of shape. I was a diabetic. I had 2 stents in my heart. I still do have 2 stents in my heart. I'm still a diabetic, but I'm under control. All of these things. I was an alcoholic. I was drinking every day. Is that happiness? No, that wasn't happiness. I had all these things that meant I should have been happy, and I wasn't feeling it. And then I saw a picture of myself, and the oxygen mask dropped in front of me. And I went, I better put that on. And I did. And the next thing I know, I'm helping everybody else put their oxygen masks on out there. I'm trying to find as many people as I can who need oxygen because I don't have it now. I'm like, whoa, I got to share this oxygen with everybody else. I got to help them put their masks on. And that's what we're doing here. We're helping everyone else put their mask on now because we put our mask on when the opportunity presented itself. And believe me, it was a rude awakening for me. It really was, guys. I mean, there was a lot of things that happened to me over the course of those 4 months that I was losing my weight that were startling revelations about myself. Deep stuff. The alcohol was one of them. My eating habits was the other. My lifestyle was another. And my thought process was a huge one. But because I chose to put that oxygen mask on June 4th, 2017, and start breathing clean air, I realized that there's more to life than all of those things. I read a thing the other day that said, addiction is giving up everything for one thing. Recovery is giving up one thing for everything. That hit me. That hit me hard. Because you know what? That's exactly what we do. We gave up what we were doing for the better. And I mean the better. You saw I went out the other day on an almost 3-mile rowing adventure in my kayak. It was rough seas out there. But the point is that I looked at it not in terms of, oh man, what am I doing out here? This sucks. I looked at it as I'm getting a good workout in today. It wasn't a whole lot of fun. Although there was some periods of joy because I got to see some turtles basking in the sun, and I didn't see any snakes though. Keep hearing about the snakes down here. I haven't seen any yet. They're out there, but I just haven't seen any. Maybe I need to walk more around the areas where they live because we're in a populated area, so the snakes avoid us. But the point is that those things I couldn't do before. Those things I wouldn't do before. Would I have gotten in a kayak 5 years ago? Hell no. Would I have done a 50-mile bicycle ride 5 years ago? Certainly not. But now I'm in a situation, well, my doctors all agree. That's important. Because you have to partner with your doctors when you do something like this. Because if you have medical conditions, you need to have them monitored by physicians. Very important. And I was a partner with my doctors through the whole process. I was a brutal partner because I wanted to come off my medication. That was my goal. Most of it's gone now. That's my journey. Results are not always typical, but doesn't hurt to try, right? Because guess what? You think that you're under control because the medication is keeping you under control. The reality is that all the stuff that's causing your body to be in that bad state is still going into your body. But the medication's hiding it from you because it's keeping it level. Still there, still going in, still kicking your butt, but not going away. And by changing what you eat and by changing how you eat, and by losing that weight safely and easily, and I say easily, but guess what? Everybody knows it's all here. Some people don't make it so easy. And it wasn't easy for me necessarily. I lost it quickly, but again, I had to focus. I had to give up alcohol. I had to give up a lot of things to get where I was. And when I say I had to give up, guess what? I don't miss them. I don't miss them at all. Matter of fact, I feel better not doing it. So there's that. All right, I'm not going to keep you much longer, but put on your oxygen mask first, guys. And if you need to see your oxygen mask, let us know. We'll send you a health assessment, and you can take that health assessment, send it back to us, and we'll discuss it and say, this can be your oxygen mask. Because there's nothing we love more than watching somebody else breathe fresh air and start a new life. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.